But that is, we having problems with the sound? We are good? Okay, so that's 910-822-3141. That's riverbarkvet.com, riverbarkvet.com. So at Riverbark, they care for your pet as if he or she were their own animal. So you can trust all the folks right there. I mean, I've got a big, bad German Shepherd, and he doesn't really like anybody, but he loves to go to the pet retreat. So when you have something that's going on with your pet, call Riverbark Vet at 910-822-3141. That's Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. Man, do we have a jam-packed show for you tonight. How about that Trojan football team, hoo-ah, with their first win of the season last week, beating Grays Creek on the road. Great victory for Bill Sochoka and everybody in Pine Forest Trojan Nation. Now they are tied for the conference lead. That's right, the Trojans are tied for the conference lead right now after 1 week. So we're going to have him on. We're going to have a couple of players on tonight. But the big thing is we're going to talk about all things Trojan sports right here from Peden's Seafood and Catering. So you need to get on down here. We're in North Fayetteville, 1600 MacArthur Road, where Andrews Road comes into MacArthur, where Honeycutt comes into MacArthur. You need to get here. Come on down. Seafood, shrimp, scallops, fish, barbecue, fried chicken, hush puppies, oh my God, and the best sweet tea you're ever going to have, make you want to lick the bottom of your glass. So come on down. When we come back, we're going to get into some of the other sports that are going on. We know that soccer just started, so we're going to go through that, talk about the soccer, talk about girls tennis. They lost last week in the challenge match. Soccer, girls tennis, I know there's a couple other things, volleyball and golf, but all that's going on this week in Trojan sports. So hey, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back right here from Peden's Seafood and Catering with the Pine Forest Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. We'll be right back.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gatesford.com.
At the Restore Warehouse, it's like a treasure chest. You never know what you'll find.
The Restore Warehouse accepts donations of new and used home and building supplies. All donations are tax deductible, and 100% of net profits are donated back to the community to make it a better place. Call today to schedule your free pickup.
So come see my daddy and his team at the original Restore Warehouse, giving back since 1999.
Pack Power Media.
Hey, welcome back to Peden's Seafood and Catering with the Pine Forest Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you this week by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. For all things pet, you need to go see Dale and Jack Brown. That's right, Riverbark Vet, riverbarkvet.com is where you need to go. 910-822-3141 for all things for your pet. If you want them to have the best care anywhere, then you need to go to Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. Hey, but it's been a big week in Trojan sports this week. Not only is the football team tied for first place in the conference after that big win, 37-10 over Grays Creek last week. That's right. Woo whoop. Where's the cowbell when you need it?
Where's Lori at with the cowbell?
I don't know. But anyway, hey, but that's not the only thing going on. Let's talk about Isaac Rancour and that boys soccer team. They are playing right now. They just started over at Terry Sanford. Today, the 13th, Terry Sanford tied for second place, along with Pine Forest tied for second place. They are 7-2 in the conference, 7-2 overall, 3-1 in the conference. So the winner of tonight's matchup will be in sole possession of second place in boys soccer. Then tomorrow night, they've got Cape Fear at home at the Scott Strickland Memorial Field, right there on Andrews Road. Come on over, bring that barbecue grill. Man, we can't wait to smell what you folks are cooking as you're watching soccer right there at Pine Forest High School. Then on Monday, they've got Overhills High School. Monday night it'll be 7 o'clock there, and then on the 20th, a week from tonight, the battle for first place. The Grays Creek Bears come over to Trojan Nation and to take on the Trojans at Scott Strickland Field. So you don't want to miss a minute of the action. That's all your action. It's on the screen right now. Tonight at Terry Sanford, tomorrow night at Cape Fear, Monday Overhills, and then Wednesday the big match against Grays Creek right there at the Trojan Lair. So all things going on. Hey, you want to hear about some of the stuff that's going on? How about Isaiah Bennett, #1 in the conference with 11 goals. Way to go, Isaiah. You keep kicking it, kid. And then Kyle Dickerson, #3 in the conference in goals and #2 in the conference in assists. So some of the best athletes in the conference are right here at your Trojan land. So you need to check it out and go see it. And then, hey, we can't talk soccer if we're not talking about the goalie. How about Brett Frazee has stopped 35 out of 40 shots so far this year. So in 9 matches, opposing teams have only scored 5 goals. That's like every other game he's getting a shutout. Way to go, Brett. You're our #1 goalie. When you need good hands, you need to call Brett Frazee with Trojan Soccer. Hey, so that's all we are. So that's where we are with the soccer, tied for second, playing for second, sole possession of second place right now at Terry Sanford. Hopefully we'll have an update before we leave here tonight and let you know about all things Trojan Soccer. Moving right along on the Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. I'm sorry, I'm really struggling with that, Dale, but thank you. But we are going to get this right. Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat, where all animals deserve great poupon. Okay, so hey, let's talk about a little bit of volleyball. How about those girls volleyball? There may only be 4-7 and 3-5 in the conference, but Carolyn Parker is doing a great job with those Lady Trojan volleyballers. Man, if you haven't been out to see them, you need to head to the gym and check out Trojan Volleyball. Tomorrow night, they are going to host Grays Creek at the gym at Pine Forest. Then on Monday night, they're hosting Western Harnett in a non-conference match. So come on out and check that Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, or Monday. And then next Tuesday, they're going to be at Douglas Byrd. And then next Wednesday night, they've got Westover. So come out and support your Trojan ladies. That's tomorrow night, Grays Creek, Monday night, Western Harnett, Tuesday night at Douglas Byrd, and then Thursday night at Westover. Let Carolyn Parker and all the Lady Trojan volleyball players know you're out there thinking about them. Show up, cheer hard, show that Trojan spirit. Moving right along. Sorry, Jared Britt. Yeah, we got to talk about that girls' tennis team. Did they win a match on Thursday night?
We got them
9-0. 9-0 against Terry Sanford. We were there.
09.
9-0. How about that? 0-9. But that's okay. They're still 5-2 overall, 4-2 in the conference, solidly in third place. But more importantly, the tennis is #1 in the 4A side of the conference. So remember, it's a split conference. So you have 3A teams and 4A teams. Pine Forest solidly in first place because they've only lost to Cape Fear and they've only lost to Terry Sanford. Both of those teams are in the 3A side of the conference. But tomorrow night, they're going to host Grays Creek so there's a lot going on tomorrow night. I mean, you've got soccer, you've got volleyball, and you got tennis. So if you want to do something Trojan, there's no JV football though, because JV football is going to be playing at Douglas Byrd. But tennis at home to Grays Creek. Tuesday night, tennis at home against Douglas Byrd. Thursday night, tennis at home against Westover. So the next 3 matches, Thursday, Tuesday, and Thursday, will all be at the Trojan courts. So go show up, let them know. I mean, you got a lot you can choose from just tomorrow night. Soccer, volleyball, and tennis all tomorrow night at Trojan Land. So good luck to Jared Britton and all the lady tennis players. 5-2 on the year, 4-2 in the conference, first place in the 4A side of the bracket. All right, moving along. We got one more sport to go. How about some golf, anyone? How about them lady Trojan golfers? Their match Monday night got rained out because of the threat of Hurricane Irma coming through, so did not get to play. But Monday, that's right, Monday at Kings Grant. It's the Patriot Athletic Conference countywide meet at Kings Grant. Not sure of the start time. I'm sure they're going to start probably 12, 1 o'clock. It's about 1 o'clock, I'm being told over here. I can see in my peripheral vision over here. Did he give me the one-finger salute? I'm number 1. You'll go, Rusty Wallace. But hey, 1 o'clock at Kings Grant. So come out and see all the best golfers in the area are right there at Kings Grant. So come on down, see them. That's the golfers. And how about Kennedy Whitner Mason, ranked in the top 10 in scoring in the county? You go, girl. You're our long drive specialist of the week. But hey, that's your wrap-up of all things Trojan sports right there for Pack Power Media. Yes, ma'am.
There's a cross-country meet going on right now at Pronghorn.
There's a cross-country meet going on.
It's over there. They have one this afternoon.
So who won?
I don't know. Coach Choco, who won? I can just tell you there was a track meet there.
There was a cross-country. We do not have any updates yet. We'll go to runner.com and see if they can get those. It is ncrunner.com. You think I'm kidding? I mean, why do y'all laugh at me? Do I look funny?
Yes.
No comments from Facebook, Turtle Man, because I know you're watching, Turtle. But hey, when we come back, we're going to get into some football. The big win on Friday night. Finally got to play on a Friday night. How about that? This Friday will be the first Friday home game all season long as they come to Harold K. Warren Stadium, where they will be hosting the Douglas Byrd Eagles, led by Mike Parole. It's been a tough season for the Eagles, but we'll talk about that. First we're going to talk about that big win at Grays Creek on Friday night, 37-10 for the Trojans. It now has them tied for first place in the Patriot Athletic Conference. So when we come back, we're going to talk football with Bill Sachoka. Going to have a little more shrimp, a little more chicken, a little more sweet tea. Come on down, Peden Seafood and Catering, 1600 MacArthur Road. But tonight, we're brought to you by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. For the best in your pet care, call Dale or Jack. That's riverbarkpetvet.com. All things Trojan football when we come back. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a minute.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
At the Restore Warehouse, it's like a treasure chest. You never know what you'll find.
The Restore Warehouse accepts donations of new and used home and building supplies. All donations are tax deductible, and 100% of net profits are donated back to the community to make it a better place. Call today to schedule your free pickup.
So come see my daddy and his team at the original Restore Warehouse, giving back since 1999.
Pack Power Media.
Hey, and we're back for the Trojan Coaches Show here at Pigeon Seafood and Catering, brought to you tonight by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. Call Dale or Jack for all your pet needs, 822-3141. Got Coach Bill Sochoka has showed up here. Coach, all that travel, all that hurricane, everything was all well worth it because it came together on Friday night against Grays Creek. Nice win, 37-10.
Yeah, we finally put it together. We talked last week about how close we were as a team to being successful, and for the most part, we played pretty good defense, did enough to keep that very potent Grays Creek team off the scoreboard. Our offense did a good job. I think there was maybe 3 times where we didn't score. I think 3 times we punted all night, and 1 was late. We got in a whole bunch of mess of penalties, but for the most part, very productive. We were able to kind of use some of our old game plan. We had Malik Daniels, we put him back at fullback, big kid, and just gave up a card ball, kind of like the old smash mouth football, and it worked. Richard McKeechin had a very good game, even though he didn't throw the ball a lot, but what he didn't do was throw it away. He was smart enough to get a lot of key first downs where he just ran. They were just bailing on us, and they were giving us the corner, and I told him, one time he didn't listen to me, because one of the receivers would say, hey, throw it to me, and he threw it, but it wasn't to him. It was to Grays. But he did, I think the stats I saw, I think they had him rushing for 49 yards. And when you get a quarterback that could do that in a passing situation, it opens up a lot of doors. Our offensive line played well, and our D-line did a great job, like I said, containing the Grays Creek offense in terms of what they can and can't do with that wing T stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the offense. 286 yards of rushing, 6.8 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. Talked last week about needing to get some players healthy. Looks like, man, y'all are really close because that was an excellent job running the ball and being able to control the clock for the Trojans.
Yeah, and that was something that we knew we had the capability of doing back in the summertime, and like we said, with the injuries, it didn't happen. But again, with our running backs and with our wide receivers, we have enough talent that we could either be in the I-1 play or be in a spread offense the next play or run the jet. So we're pretty multiple in that sense. So I think that when defensive coordinators take a look at our offensive tape, they're going to have to prepare for us being in the I formation like Grays Creek or being in the spread like we were against Richmond County and Concord and even Purnell Sweat, where we were successful in those games. We just couldn't punch it in. So we moved the ball. And our defense, a big help when we took Tyreek Williams and moved him back down the defensive end. So we're able to get some pressure up there, get some really good push. You have to double team, so it kind of frees up our other D linemen to make some big plays. So that makes a big difference too.
Yeah, you talked about that offensive line, and we talked about them last week, kind of needing to come together as a unit, kind of struggling a little bit last week. Didn't allow a sack. Now, was that more because of their dominance and how you coached them up? A little bit of Richard being able to get away, or a combination of both?
I think it was a combination of both. And what I saw last week was, and I saw this in a Richmond game, was from the standpoint of consistency and cohesiveness. They finally got it in a Richmond game in terms of picking up blitzes, knowing what to do. We've seen a lot of 3-man fronts. The 3-4 is the new fad in football now, and we'll see a version of that against Douglas Byrd, but they're picking up pretty good. They're communicating very well, and even Friday night we did that. We had some issues. They have a real big, Grays Creek had a big D lineman, number 44, was just kicking our butt, and made some great adjustments from my assistant coach, Coach Potts, and we moved some guys around, and we helped slow him down so that Richard would have the ability to either run it or throw it, and also you know, they did a great job on the edge, giving the edge to Vontae where he was able to get out of the toss sweep. And we were able to pull pretty good because we didn't have to worry about that strong push from their nose guard.
Yeah, you talk about Levante Carter, another big night, averaging right at 100 yards on the ground right now, the number 4 rusher in the county. But it's not just the rushing, it's his kick return, it's his punt return that makes him one of the most electric athletes in the county.
Yeah, the last 2 teams we played, Richmond County and Grace Creek, I don't think they kicked it deep on us at all. Everything was a pooch kick or what I would consider to be a squib kick. So we were getting involved, good field position on the 20, 30-yard line, even some cases even closer than that. And you know, Douglasburg kind of does the same thing. I'm sure they're going to do the same thing, and that's fine because that gives our offense the ability to score quicker.
Exactly. Talking with Bill Sochoka here from Peden Seafood and Catering on the Trojan Coaches Show. The defense. You were worried last week about that wing tee because you don't see it a whole lot. You know, it's kind of like what Georgia Tech runs, you know, and they ran for 1,000 yards against UT in that opening game, but you guys held them to 226 yards rushing, which is, you know, they can go for 300 or 400 yards easy. What was the key to that defensive containment?
Well, Coach Jeff Houghton and the defense staff did a really good job in stressing to our defensive line not to over pursue. Linebackers stay where they needed to stay. They weren't over pursuing as well. Like Dominic Roberto, who you're going to talk to earlier tonight, had a great game, making some real key plays backside. You know, as we talked last week, Grace Creek is going to kind of nickel and dime you, and then want to hit you on a big play on that 3rd play. They only had really one big long run against us, but they didn't score. And if you look on the tape, the one main reason why they didn't score was because Dominic Roberto came all the way from the backside of the field and chased down their stud running back. And we caught him, I think, on the 10-yard line. And I don't think they even scored on that drive. So he's a big-time player. He helps us a lot. And like I told you before, he's probably our best running back, but he's also probably one of our best players on the defensive side of the ball. And his game Friday night proved that.
We've seen him coming on strong. He played really good against Richmond and followed that up. So he's a player to watch. Dominic Roberto on both sides of the ball because he is going both ways. But staying on the defensive side, you won the turnover battle. You got an interception. You got a fumble recovery, and you forced them to punt. So anytime a drive ends in a kick for a defense, that's a good thing because that's either a field goal or a punt, and that's anything but a touchdown.
Well, that's our first interception this year. We played 4 games, I believe that was our 4th game.
4th game.
And we hadn't had an interception, so our DBs are finally coming. We had Dylan Watkins came back, who was on injury, a young DB, and we threw him in there and really stepped up. He didn't do anything to hurt us, but he did help us. He made, obviously, a big play on interception. Did some really good job covering people downfield on the pass plays. So a lot of bright future with him as well.
All right, so that kind of goes through. The Trojans win 37-10 at Grace Creek. They go into the Bears' Den. They come out with a victory, a solid 1-0 in the conference, and a really good part of your schedule coming up because you've got Douglasburg at home, and you've got to go to Westover, and then you've got Southview before your off week. So the schedule sets up kind of nice for you guys. You could be 4-0 going into your off week.
That's what we're hoping. You know, we talked today. I kind of got on my guys today. I wasn't really happy with practice. I said, guys, I said, you know, we're still 0-0 this week. I said, you can't overlook Douglasburg. I said, they have 36 players that still have the heart to play football, and we can't give this team hope because they have the capability of scoring. We saw that against Purnell Sweat. So we just got to stay focused and enjoy the win from Grace Creek, savor it. And as I told them before, you know, what's in the past, our conference record is it. It's over. Or excuse me, our non-conference record is in the past. What we do now is most important. You know, we believe that we could run the table if everything falls into play. And like you said, the key part is what we do this week and take care of business there. And then it would be nice for us to be 4-0 going with that bye week because that's probably the toughest part of our schedule. We follow up with E. Smith, Cape Fear, Terry Sanford, and Overhill. So. The month of October is going to be interesting.
That's good, but you can control your own destiny.
Right. Always control our own destiny.
Don't want to have to have any help.
Worry about like if Team X beats TZ and the moon and the stars line up right, we get in. I don't want that.
As long as you end up 1-0 at the end of the week.
Computers in the state of North Carolina, when it comes to putting the right teams in right categories, is not a good thing.
You would think with as many programmers we have here that would not be, but it seems like there might be some finagling going on.
I think they have what's called the Pine Forest virus. It always puts us in places we're not supposed to be.
And you got to put yourself in control of your own destiny. It's like what Mike Krzyzewski talks about when they go to the NCAA tournament. Hey guys, at the end of the weekend we want to be 2-0. If you go 2-0 3 weekends in a row, then you get to hoist the trophy.
That's right.
Simple as that. Yep. So, but hey, if you've got a trophy, dog, cat, fish, gerbil, snake, raccoon, beaver, then you need to go. Yeah, you thought I was going to miss that one, didn't you? Then you need to call Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat, 822-3141. Call Dale or Jack. They're going to take care of your animal just like it was theirs. They care for your dog. They maintain the highest standards of care based on the guidelines set by the AAHA accreditation process. So if you want great vets, 822-3141 or riverbark.com. Thanks for your sponsorship tonight. And if you're interested in sponsoring, hit us up on either our Facebook page or you can email us at packpowermedia@gmail.com. But when we come back with Bill Sochoka, we're going to talk about the upcoming game this week at home against Douglas-Byrd, what another win would mean, what the Eagles bring to the table, and then moving on down the line, we've got a couple of players and some more interviews. Maybe we're even going to get MK on to do some cheers for us tonight. But hey, don't go anywhere, folks. We're at Peden Seafood and Catering right here, 1600 MacArthur Road. We'll be right back.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
At the Restore Warehouse, it's like a treasure chest. You never know what you'll find.
The Restore Warehouse accepts donations of new and used home and building supplies. All donations are tax deductible and 100% of net profits are donated back to the community to make it a better place. Call today to schedule your free pickup.
So come see my daddy and his team at the original Restore Warehouse, giving back since 1999.
Pack Power Media.
You're at Peden. Forest. Hey, get a round of applause for Jake. Jake makes it run so much better. We didn't have him in week 1. We had nothing but problems. He's back in the starting lineup. Superstars, rock stars. So way to go, Jake. If somebody needs chicken, fast. He liked that. So he liked that chicken last week, didn't he, Jake? All right. He's calling me sir. You hear that? His daddy trained him well. Way to go, John and Jen. Brown cow. Okay, anyway.
I don't think they can be seen at the vet clinic, though.
Brown bunny might. Anyway, hey, big game coming up this week. The next game on the schedule, Douglasburg coming this season. But you know that Mike Paroli's teams and Bob Paroli, because he's over the side, always going to fight hard. They're never going to give in. They're going to fight all the way to the end. When you've looked on tape, what you
Well, just mention, I mean, and I know there are a lot of kids in the programs, but the kids that stay and play for the teams are the blue-collar type kid. How big or how small they are, they're going to come at you. They're going to kind of smack you in your mouth, the old smash mouth football. And, you know, the Paroli's been around, you know, God, forever. I mean, it's probably 100 years experience between both of them. You know, they know football. They make really good adjustments. So to make sure you don't give them a big play. And it's kind of like what we saw with Grace Creek. You don't want to get them to where they're second and 2 and, you know, third and 2. You want them in second and long, third and long, because that kind of takes them out of their element. The other thing is you want to be able to score when you can against them, because they try to smash mouth football, run the clock down, get up to you, and then play good defense. So
Bob Paroli at his
Bob
best.
Paroli is best. So nothing fancy. They're just, you know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it really well. Come and stop us. So, but I got to give those guys credit. You know, those kids credit for fighting as hard as they did, and they are. You know, they're not. You know, they don't have 45, 50 kids out on that football team, but the ones they have hard enough that they want to win. You don't go play football just to show up and say I'm here. I mean, you play to win.
Not in this area.
No,
not in this area. And they're really young too. What'd you just tell me? 19 freshmen are on that team. So
yeah, well, from what I understand, they don't have a JV team. He had to pull up I believe it was 19 freshmen, all 19 freshmen that came up. So that whole team is, you know, freshmen, sophomores, and pretty much that's what I understand. I think he has 1 or 2 players from last year, but you know, it's for what the Parolis had done for that program many years ago and where it's at now.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it's tearing apart, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why Mike went back over there, is to kind of get it back to where it was and bring that respectability back to Birds football.
Because it's been a little while. You know, they played for the state championship in 2008 against 71st, that magical year for Cumberland County sports where 3 teams
Bird
versus 71st.
Who's being coached by
Bob Paroli. You know, have you looked at them on film? You know, who's their athlete? Who do you have to really keep your eye on from a defensive standpoint when they've got the ball? Who do you have to focus on to try to shut them down?
Their tailback and the quarterback. And their quarterback, he's an athlete. He's going to run the ball when he can. He throws. You know, they don't pass the ball much, but he has the ability that even the Parolis now are actually putting in some spread offense in, where either the tailback can run it or the quarterback can run it, and quarterback counters and keeps. So, which is things they did before under center, but now they're kind of
doing it from a shotgun.
They're kind of changing their ways a little bit. I guess it is true. You can't teach an offside.
You're teaching Mike. I'm not sure you're teaching Bob.
Right.
Bob, there's if you throw the football, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Right.
So, you know, we talked earlier about getting all your horses back. How did Richard look last week? Is he back to 100% to where he was in week 1 before the accident? Or before he got hurt, because he was not in the accident. Sorry, that was DJ.
Back. He was able to run much better, and with a lot of guys, and that's the testament of our team, is they're listening, they're being coachable. So, and he's one of them. So, you know, from the first game, which was really his first varsity game he ever played in 2 years, you know, he was just trying to make a play, but now he's learning. Like I said, you know, Friday night he had, I think, 64 yards rushing because, you know, he finally got it. If it's not there, don't force a pass. Go get the first down. And that helps some big plays. And like I said, now Bird's got to worry about him, that when he rolls out, do I send a linebacker after him? And if he does, then what's going to happen if we do that?
There's open space.
So it really puts a lot of defenses on a point when you do that. So he's really come along. He's getting to that point. He's thrown His arm strength is getting better each and every day because he's throwing the football more instead of the other two basketball, the other motion that he's used to, and the other motion with the baseball. So he's getting back to his football strength. Throwing football.
And there is being in shape for football. You got to be in football shape. But I mean, you know, now that everybody's kind of getting healthy, he's back. He can direct the offense. I mean, you've got a lot of weapons. You got Levante Carter, you got Jordan Gladney, Jalen Jones, Dominic Roberto, and it seems like there's one more I'm forgetting in there that, you know, can either take a handoff on a jet sweep or on a toss sweep. You can throw the ball to, get him in space, and something exciting can happen.
Yeah, and you mentioned a name that last year at this time he really stepped forward and had a big game against Lumberton. I'm waiting for Jordan Gladden to kind of have his moment, kind of getting back in there. You know, our passing game isn't the same passing game as last year. Jordan can run the jet sweep. Jordan's an athlete. So, you know, if you try to take Vontae away, we have DK, we have his brother Jaden, we have Jordan. We have Dominique. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do that the change doesn't hurt our offense. It's part of our offense now. We just weren't able to do it because those guys weren't healthy.
Yeah, and having everybody healthy definitely helps. As we continue on the Pine Forest Trojan Coaches Show, brought to you this week by River Bark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. Yay! I got it right. Woo! The defensive side of the ball, you know, you guys really looked good last week. Which group, linemen, linebackers, DBs, is really stepping up and is doing exactly what you want them to do?
Well, that's a good question. I'd say that from the standpoint of defensive linemen, like I mentioned, by moving Tyreek down, that made us better. Some of our younger guys, like Isaiah Potts, is finally, you know, that freshman throwing him to the wolves, playing varsity football is kind of coming to the forefront where he's settling down, he's not chasing things downfield. You know, last week we had Keys who played pretty good, and the same thing. You know, everybody wants to try to sack that quarterback and make that play in the backfield, or you know, we just tell them settle down and just let them come to you and find the ball. And they're getting they're getting better discipline than we were, say, the first game that we played. From linebacker stance, you know, Dominic Roberto flying around the field. TJ McKinnon is having a good game, and we have a very young Bernard Fleringer, who's a sophomore linebacker. He's again kind of finding his way. He's got a great motor, and he's just learning. You know, last year he was a ninth grader playing JV football. Now we threw him to the wolves. He's like, there's a big difference in his speed, but you know, he's always coming to practice, willing to get better, and a lot of those guys are. We found some consistency with our DBs against Grays Creek, and we just got to build on that and understand that, you know, don't give them a big play. We'll be okay. So with Bird not throwing the ball a lot, that kind of puts us into our game plan that we're more of a run defense right now until those DBs get seasoned, and they're coming to their full. They've come a long way already, but we're not quite where we need to be in terms of that.
As we continue on the Pine Forest Trojan Coaches Show, at home on a Friday night, finally, I mean, we're in week 5, and you're finally hopefully going to get to play on a Friday night. Weather forecast looks good. What's that mean to play in front of the home folks and to keep the kids in a routine that they're familiar with? How does that impact their performance?
Well, I think the big thing we said is the routine part. You know, this is probably the first week, I think, where we're able, well, it really wasn't, because we weren't allowed to practice Monday. So that kind of threw us off. And so you had to go back out. It was almost the same scenario of us playing on Monday, but we had so we had to adjust practice, and we had to, you know, for example, we usually do films on Monday and then go out and do our walkthroughs. Well, we had to kind of bypass the film, so we get out there on Tuesday and get caught up for what we missed Monday. So really playing Friday night, and then, you know, next week will get us into that mode. But just like anything else, every kid, you know, Friday night lights, being at home.
That's what they want to see.
You know, you come off a pretty good win last Friday. You're 1-0 in the conference. Kids are talking about it. The school's talking about being there. I know that when we had played, they had a big tailgate party set up for the Richmond County game, which of course was moved to a Monday. So there's that element coming. So that's just makes them appreciate and understand Friday night football. You know, as I tell them, they don't like me. We talk about, you know, focus. And I say, guys, listen, you have all of your life to chase girls. You only have 4 years to play high school football.
That's it.
And once that's gone, it's gone. I said, and like, Coach, I said, no, I'm not saying that. I said, but trust me, you're going to miss this when it goes away, stepping on that field and playing Friday night football, being successful, and doing everything you can. And when you come back, you're going to say, I wish I could have done that. And we talked about that before.
3 hours on a Friday night is all you need. You know, I'm doing work for Campbell, and you know, talking with Coach Mike Minner, he talks about the same thing. It's tough to get kids to focus for 8, 9, 10 plays in a row. That's why they have to have the short drives, because they can't. The kids being able to focus is difficult. And he's talking about college, so 19, 20, 21-year-olds, 14, 15, and 16-year-olds, it's got to be even worse.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of old school, but sometimes I wish we had a plexiglass right on our fence line so that the fans could see through, but our kids can't see backwards, especially with the collection of supporters we have on our track.
Paparazzi and
I wish our fan and some of that fence line was pushed back, but the focus and the thing is, when they win a game or they're winning the game, they tend to lose the focus. They start to celebrate and like, hey, game's not over yet. Sometimes you get guys who get what I call slap happy because they're winning. I remember watching a team from Fayetteville and guys were on the sideline pointing to their rings, going to the stand, saying, we got a ring, and 2 minutes later, the other team got the ring.
That old Raider magic.
Yep,
I was there. But Douglasburg, 7:30 kickoff, Harold K. Warren Stadium, key to victory Friday night.
We got to come out like we did against Grays Creek, and we have to understand that from my point of view, from our coaching staff point of view, that's the standard we're playing with from here on out. Played pretty good football, very good defense. We didn't really hurt ourselves offensively till late in the game. Stupid mistakes there. But that's what we have to do. We can't give any team any hope. I told them, that's the big thing is, it's Cumberland County football anyway, which way you look at it, throw out the records, yada, yada, yada. Anything can happen on Friday night. And this is a team that Bird team is, they're hungry for a win. They're fighting for a win. If they smell it,
It doesn't want to be you.
They don't want to give it up. So we've got to make sure that it's not us.
All right, there you go. 7:30 kickoff Friday night, Harold K. Warren Stadium on the campus of Pine Forest High School. Don't miss a minute of the action. Come out and support Pine Forest Trojan Nation as they take on the Douglasburg Eagles in Patriot Athletic Conference action. Conference action. So, hey, we're going to step away, take a break, come back. We've got some players here, going to interview them, see if we can get to talk a little bit. They've been over here behind us, jabber, jabber, jabber. We're going to see if we can get them in front of the camera with the microphone and see how they do. But, hey, don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a long way to go here on the Trojan Coaches Show from Peden Seafood and Catering, brought to you by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. We'll be right back.
Discover Gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
the Restore Warehouse is like a treasure chest. You never know what you'll find.
The Restore Warehouse accepts donations of new and used home and building supplies. All donations are tax deductible, and 100% of net profits are donated back to the community to make it a better place. Call today to schedule your free pickup.
So come see my daddy and his team at the original Restore Warehouse, giving back since 1999.
Pack Power Media.
Hey, we're back. Still here at Peden Seafood and Catering. Have you had enough shrimp yet? Have you had enough hush puppies, fried chicken, scallops, fish, oysters, clams? Man, I got to hurry up and get through because I got to eat. I hadn't eaten yet. Jake hadn't eaten yet. But hey, we're here. Pine Forest Coaches Show brought to you by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. For all your pet needs, 822-3141. That's riverbarkvet.com is where you need to go. But hey, one of the kids we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now is up here on the main stage. He's taken to the big chair. He's got the microphone strapped on. Dominic Roberto, man, what's happening?
Nothing, just football, working hard.
You got your OU on there? I assume you watched the game Saturday?
Oh, of course.
Who's your favorite Sooner?
I'm going to have to go with Baker Mayfield right now. He's my favorite right now.
He's looking pretty dominant.
Yeah.
Got that swagger,
Yes, sir.
that Captain Jack Sparrow swagger.
Yeah, he's up there.
He's up there, that's right, man. But you're up there too, buddy. I mean, you're having a great junior season. 21 and a half yards per game through 4 games, 6.6 yards per carry. Dude, I mean, that's hauling the mail.
Just got to thank my line because, without them, I wouldn't be able to get 6.6 yards, a carry. And, just got to congratulate them.
I mean, but y'all got a lot of weapons. I mean, of course, Levante gets all the glitz and the glamour. But I mean, between you and Richard and Jalen Jones, I mean, y'all are averaging 5.8 yards per carry and 206 yards per game. Really a young season. You guys are just coming into your own. I mean, what's it like playing with those guys, hanging with them, and watching them compete? Does that make you better?
It definitely does. Everybody kind of feeds off of each other, all that energy. And, it's great to know that, if I don't make this play, somebody behind me is going to get, has my back, and they're going to make it. And, yeah.
All right. So you go both ways. So you go offense and defense. On the defensive side of the ball, man, you're averaging 10 tackles per game. Dude, you're a beast with 5 tackles per loss. What's better, offense or defense?
I'm going to have to say I like defense more right now because, I don't know, it's just love it.
Now, he's kind of got you playing all over. I guess you're playing some linebacker, you're playing some end, able to come off that edge. When the quarterback's got the ball, what's your focus? What are you looking at?
Who has the ball? If it's a pass, drop back into my hook the curl zone, or if it's a run, and I have to come up and make a play.
And you made some plays with 10 tackles per game. I mean, you're leading the team, I believe, in tackles and tackles for loss. As a junior.
Just going out there and working as hard as I can.
That's all you can do, buddy. You go to some camps this summer? You got anybody looking at you yet?
I went to a Furman camp and an App State camp. Furman says, they're interested in linebacker.
You got the pipeline, man. I mean, you going to go up there with Matthew?
Whoever comes calling.
As long as it's free, right?
Yes,
Is your goal to play on Sunday?
Yes, definitely.
You know the one thing you've got to do to be able to play on Sunday?
Work hard.
Nope. Play on Saturday.
That too.
Because if you don't play on Saturday, there's no way you're playing on Sunday. If you've got talent, the NFL will find you. Named Jerry Rice. Where did he go to school? Mississippi Valley State. Little school. I mean, so it just goes to show, man, if you work hard and have talent, they will find you. It's a funny story. I was watching the Pro Football Life. They were showing Jerry Rice, and there was Bill Walsh was caught in a storm in a town down in Mississippi, and he was watching the highlights, and Jerry Rice was on there, and that's how he found him. That's how he found out about Jerry Rice, and he maneuvered to make sure he was their #1 pick that year. So just goes to show you, man, if you got talent, they're going to find you, but you got to play on Saturdays somewhere in order to have that opportunity. So, man, just keep working hard, keep pounding. How you doing in school? What do your grades look like?
Got a 4.0 GPA right now, taking AP and honors classes.
You're preparing, man. That's great.
Well, trying to get academic scholarship, sports doesn't come.
All right, what's your favorite subject in school?
I'm going to say science.
Science.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I got my little girl over there. She's getting ready to go for the Science Olympiad over there at Pine Forest Middle. So there you go. You can hit up Dominic here. Maybe he can do some type of football drill for you to help you with motion. The power in motion. Kinetic energy. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. He was pathatelically thinking about me. Anyway, what's your favorite food, man? Because you look like you like to eat, man. There's looks like probably not a lot you don't like.
I love sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah.
You know what I use sushi for?
What's that?
Fishing.
Fishing.
Bait. Love to catch me some fish with some sushi. Down some soft tacos. Oh, soft.
Food poisoning from Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Another taco place.
Have you tried the place up in Lillington? Osaka Tacos?
I've never
Oh, man, they're good. They're right there when you come up on 401. Burger King's right there on the left. They're on that little trailer right there to the right. Authentic Mexican food, man. It's very, very good. Very clean. We've eaten there a bunch of times. You'll never have to worry about anything.
go through there. I'm going to have to try that.
All right, man. Very good. Keep pounding. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, find out how you did.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dominic Roberto going both ways, running back and a linebacker. We got one more player. We're going to step away, take another quick break, get him mic'd up and come back, talk to him, then wrap up the show from Peden Seafood and Catering. It's the Pine Forest Coaches Show, brought to you by Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat.
Discover what's behind the gates at Gates 4 Golf and Country Club.
One of the area's premier gated communities, featuring an 18-hole championship golf course, a beautiful 3/4-mile exercise trail with a children's play area, 4 new USTA tennis courts and pavilion, perfect for weddings and receptions, a family-friendly pool with cover patio, and our clubhouse offers many dining options along with live entertainment and dancing.
Golf, swimming, tennis, dining. Learn more about membership at gates4.com.
At the Restore Warehouse, it's like a treasure chest. You never know what you'll find.
The Restore Warehouse accepts donations of new and used home and building supplies. All donations are tax deductible, and 100% of net profits are donated back to the community to make it a better place. Call today to schedule your free pickup.
So come see my daddy and his team at the original Restore Warehouse, giving back since 1999.
Pack Power Media.
That sounds like a
That sounded like a pealism. Wow, if you could be here during the breaks. That's why you're watching it live on YouTube. We appreciate it. Next week we're going to have it up on Facebook as well. Actually, it'll be in 2 weeks. We'll have it up on Facebook. But wow, the stuff that goes on here in the commercial breaks. Woo. Wow, like any show, you got to be here all the time to get it all. But hey, speaking of all the time, we got big number 7, goes both ways, just like Dominic did. Malik Daniels, man, great to have you back. I know Coach was talking about how it was how he wanted to have you back because you really make the team complete. How does it feel to be back? You were back on the field last week for the first time in a couple of weeks.
It felt good. The 2 weeks I felt like I was missing a part of myself. It's just back to be back on. It's good to be back on the field. It's nothing like those Friday nights. I missed it. I missed playing football. I didn't like going out there watching my team, especially the times when we were losing. We wasn't that successful, so I wanted to contribute to our greatness and what we did Friday night.
The greatness that is the Trojans. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Man, so you're kind of getting back into action. You're averaging 5.9 yards per carry, but you got 2 touchdowns, man. Tell us about those 2 touchdowns because you got the second most on the team so far.
Just pounded it in there. I'm just putting my head down, giving it all I got. I mean, they know it's coming to me, so I just got to outman the other team, outman all 11 players on the team because they know that I'm going to get the ball. So I've been man up and just got to punch it in there.
Now, do you have a favorite side you like to run, left or right? Is somebody you say, hey, man, come on, let's do it? When you're talking to your linemen, I mean, you like all 5. I mean, I get that. I was a center. My running backs loved me, but, when they knew they were going to run that, 32 blast, they knew that I was going to clear the middle out. So who do you run behind is going to dominate their guy?
I like running behind. I don't know. All my offensive linemen, they block pretty well.
Oh, they're all good? All right. That's a good answer.
Well. I can't single none of them out. They all do their assignment. They all do their job. So I feel like whatever side I go to, I already know that they got me.
All right, very good. You've seen Bird on film a little bit, man. What do you see when you look at him, and are you ready to get back on that field and start Friday night?
I feel like Bird shouldn't be taken lightly. They have good players. They just haven't been coming out successful. They're not finishing, but I feel like they do have the potential to be a good team. I feel like we shouldn't take them lightly at all. They do have some pretty good-sized players on their team. They're really athletic. They're strong. I just feel like we need to finish also. We need to come out successful Friday night.
All right. Now, you double on the defensive side of the ball, too. You've only got 5 tackles, but you missed a couple of weeks. But from that defensive tackle spot, your job is to clog the middle. What's the thing you like most about working defensive line?
I like defensive line because, like I said earlier, I just outman the guy that's in front of me. I'm stronger than them. I'm faster. I'm just going to beat them off the ball. And I just want to get in the backfield, get as many TFLs, as many sacks as I can get.
I got you. Now, you've seen Bird on film. Have you seen who you're going to be going up against? And you kind of got in your mind the moves you need to do, and you've seen some tendencies in what he does to help you with your game.
I'm not going to lie. I haven't looked at their offense because the game plan for this week is I'm not.
Hold on. Can you talk about it?
No, I'm just.
This is live.
See, that's why I ask.
Whenever I do get on defense, I'm going to do my job.
Whenever he gets on defense, he's going to do his job. Good answer right there from Malik, man. But hey, we're just happy to have you back, man. You're welcome on the show anytime you want to come. You just show up, man. If Coach doesn't want to pick you up, we'll pick you up. All right. Hey, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. We've had a great time here at Peden Seafood and Catering. Thanks to Jack and Adele Brown. 3 kids graduated from Jack from Pine Forest. Dale was the class of 1991 baseball player. That's 822-3141, riverbarkvet.com. For the best pet care anywhere, you need to call Riverbark Veterinary Hospital and Pet Retreat. So, hey, 7:30 this Friday night, Harold K. Warren Stadium. Trojans against the Douglas Byrd Eagles. next Friday night. The reason I'm bringing up next Friday night, they're going to be at Westover, 7:30 kickoff next Friday night. We will not be here at Pedon's next Friday night. Pack Power Media is going to be in Texas. We've got to go on assignment, so we are going to be out of the state. So we will be back in 2 weeks on today's the 13th.
On assignment is our niece's wedding. Everybody's looking at me.
13th. The 13th. We'll be back here on the 27th. We will not be here on the 20th. We will be on assignment in Texas talking about some Texas high school football. They say it's bigger and better there. We're going to find out firsthand. But hey, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks to Malik Daniels, thanks to Dominic Roberto, head coach Bill Cichoka, and our crack staff, Caroline McMillan, Jake Matlack. Could not have done it without Mark Reynolds, and then all the folks here at Pedon's, Jimmy, Ricky, sorry, Jimmy, Ricky, and John. Sounds like one of those kids shows. I'm not sure. Jimmy, Ricky, and John. We're here every Wednesday night. Pedon Seafood and Catering, the best seafood, barbecue, fried chicken. When you're hungry, come right here. If you want to make it to go, order 488-1972. Hey, that's wrapping up. Check them out this Friday night, Harold K. Warren Stadium, 7:30 against the Douglas-Byrd Eagles. For the Pack Power Media and the Trojan Coaches Show, I'm Billy Mack. Have a great week, folks. We'll see you soon.
Pack Power Media.